Welcome to the channel today. This right here is a car AC compressor, and most channels will just show you how to replace this on your car. But guess what, guys? We are not most channels. So today we are tearing inside to find out exactly what makes an AC compressor tick and how it actually creates freezing air. So welcome to the channel where we don't just fix it, we dissect it. Let's get right into it. This right here is an AC compressor. So this is for BMW, but the principle applies to all of them. So there's the outer line, there's this pulley right here, and then there's an inner part, and this is going to be the body. So guys, I'm going to show you how to take this and dismantle it. So your AC compressor under normal circumstances will be running from here. This will not engage, but once you turn it on, it's going to activate this thing right here, and then this thing start rolling like this together, start to move together like that. So we're going to dismantle this thing and see what's inside this thing. So first things first, just take this thing like this, and then right here we have a 10mm, so we're going to open this one out of the way, and then we can proceed from there. So you take this one, put on the side. Next we take this thing out of the way, so we just pop it like this. This thing is going to just pop up like that without a problem, and then it will expose to us this inside here. So next we're going this kind of special thing to remove these clips right here. There's one inside, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out. So this one comes out like this, comes from inside there. Next you come right inside here, you see this right over here. I guess go right ahead. So you take that out of the way, then you lift this thing slowly like this, or you can just put it down, then you can tap here gently. This thing is going to pop out. And finally the thing pops out of the way. This is how it's going to look like. So let me show you guys from the top. So this is how it's going to look like. So this is how it goes inside. So you just pop it like this, and then you can put it on the side. So this is going to be our clutch pulley. And then lastly we have this one right here, and then we have something holding here. We remove this too. So you come right over there, and then when you hold it, you just pop it like this, it comes out. Next we're going to take this out of the way. So this one pops out like this, it's just resting here. So there's going to be the electromagnetic plate is going to be right over here, which is responsible for sucking this thing in when you activate the AC, because once you activate inside the car, so it's going to suck inside, and then this thing will spin. It will spin the entire thing. So once this is done out of the way, so next come right here, we remove this 8mm. It's going to be 6 in number. Once that is done, let's proceed. Let's go ahead and proceed it. Sure, and just like that, you take out these bolts. It's going to cut across the cylinder from the top all the way to the bottom. So don't worry about mixing them up. You have they're the same size across the 6 of them. So you just take them, and then you can put them on the side. And then next what you do, you just tap over here, and then it's going to separate our cylinder block. So you just tap it slowly, and when you tap like that, it's going to kind of like get apart. So when you see like this, I'm going to take out the top section, so it's going to come out like that without any problem. So we can take this and put it on the side. And then we have this right here, we have our shaft, and then we have these pistons on the side, you guys can see. And then we have this middle section of the cylinder block, and then I put on the side. And then we have the bottom one, which is going to be our valve plate. Alright, so our valve plate is going to have some oil on it. So this is going to be the oil which is going to be inside an AC compressor, but this one is dirty, so that means it's time for changing it. So our valve plate is the one responsible for controlling the freon direction to come inside the AC compressor. So that one controls that. Next, right here we have this kind of bearing thing, which is going to be sitting right on top of our swash plate, which I'm going to explain shortly where it is. Alright, so to get out this swash plate from the middle cylinder block, we're going to get it from below, because these pistons are going to be around it and they're going to be holding the cylinder block. So for demonstration purposes, we have this kind of clutch plate, which is going to be front of the AC compressor. So it's going to be connecting to the shaft, which is going to spin our swash plate and then make these pistons start compressing the freon, which is going to be there. So another thing, when you turn this thing upside down, we have these piston shoes which is going to fall down. These are like small metals which hold the pistons in place. And right behind this cylinder block, we have these valve plates which work together with the valve plate down there, or these are going to be reed valves. So this one is going to control the flow of freon. So once you get out of the way, you can be able to see the back of the pistons. So let's remove all these plates which is going to be behind right here. So you can get something like a flat Phillips, and then you can just pry this thing out of the way. So literally, in short, the work of a valve plate is the one which is just controlling the flow of freon to make sure the right freon goes to the right place, and then after compression it has to go to the right hose into the car. So this is part of the valve plate, so we just get this out of the way. So it's going to be like a series of seals, like just metal seals and stuff, which is going to be behind the pistons. So since we're dissecting this thing, we're going to get everything out. So we're going to pull out this last one out of here. Sorry guys, I'm using one hand, so if you use your two hands, the thing is going to be as fast as possible. So this is going to be our last valve plate, and we're going to put it on the side, and then it's going to expose to us the cylinder block with the pistons, and then from right there we're going to push it out to come from the front. So it's going to be like 6 in number. So these are going to be the pistons. These pistons are being controlled by the swash plate. So we're going to push it to come from forward. So you just push all of them at the same time, and then this thing is going to release from the cylinder block. So this is going to be our swash plate and our pistons. So you see them falling apart like that because the shoe for the piston is just going to be the guide, which is going to hold the piston on the swash plate, and then the pistons are going to be moving freely like that. And then it's just, the shoe is just kind of like a bearing, but it's going to be one below and then one above holding the swash plate. So this is going to be with the two shoes. So that thing is going to hold over there. So this one too is going to be holding over there. So literally all of them are going to be holding literally right over there. So once we take everything apart like that, we have these small seals which is going to be on our shaft. So it's going to be like that. So our swash plate is kind of like tilted, and this is so important because once this thing spins around, it kind of like pushes the pistons to move around in a circular way, so it like pumps the pressure, you know, alternatively, so moving like from one piston to another. So when this thing spins like this, the shaft together with the swash plate, it spins like that. So the pistons at each angle is going to be moving at a different way, forming a circular motion, and then makes it like it's just pulling and pulling at the same time, regardless of the position where it is at. So when this thing spins at a high pace, it's going to generate a lot of pressure, which is going to create that. So literally, when I arrange like this, so this is literally all the components which is going to be making up our AC compressor. And if you see like this, we have the swash plates, we have we're going to have our valve seals, valve plate down there, we're going to have the pulleys, and then we're going to have all this stuff all together. So in short, all this is all components, including this piston right here, the major primary components that drive an AC compressor and makes it spin and tick. So this is going to be our block, and then something I have to mention is this block has to be lubricated, and that has to be with oil. That's why normally when you do your freon change, if you use an AC center, they're going to ask you if you have to pump in oil into the AC compressor, and that is very important for your AC. Alright, let me mention something quick. This is the reason why you have oil inside the compressor, is because it uses pistons, and you can see this place right here. If these pistons are not well lubricated, they might end up spoiling our compressor early. So you see right here, so when this thing goes like that, it's supposed to just lubricate the piston and make the process seem effortless. So every time you have always to change your compressor oil, and then this thing will run smooth and last longer. Alright, that's the best thing about it. And just like that, I hope you learned something new today when you are doing your compressor, and I hope it's going to help you to understand compressor better and maybe do some repairs on it. Alright, I hope to see you on the next video. Alright, bye bye.